Welcome to the Andy Meadows Show. We've got a good roundtable coming up where we'll discuss the hot troops only policy, inflation, the robot wars, political ads, a shark attack caught on camera, microwaving fish, and more. But first, your headlines. Big week for the city I live in, Frisco, Texas, where the racially charged Carmelo Anthony case concluded with him being found guilty of murder. And our most watched mayoral race in history ended with the candidate running to keep Frisco diverse, Mark Hill, defeating the openly racist candidate, Ron Vilhauer, meaning our city council meetings can go back to being what city council meetings should be, boring. The New York Knicks defeated my San Antonio Spurs last night to win their first NBA championship in 53 years. The Finals MVP award was given to Spurs head coach Mitch Johnson for finding a creative way to lose a series despite having home court advantage and the world's best basketball player. It's America's 250th birthday and Trump's 80th birthday, and to celebrate, he set up a scene from Idiocracy 2 on the White House lawn. Tonight, 7 pairs of UFC fighters will face off in a cage match, with the winner being named our new vice president. Pretty sure that's how it works. This week, Elon Musk became the world's first trillionaire after SpaceX went public, but Elon still says his crowning achievement was cutting humanitarian aid to help feed starving children in impoverished countries. Hey, if you want to weigh in on anything we talk about, comment on whichever platform you see this. Either way, or at andymeadowshow.com. Either way, we're likely to include it in an upcoming episode. Please welcome to the round table a man who always one-ups me on Christmas presents to our parents, my little brother, Chris Meadows.
Still recovering from those San Antonio Spurs.
Oh, I know.
Friggin' Brunson. The Knicks didn't beat him. Brunson did.
Yeah, I got to give it. I didn't like OKC, and obviously I wanted the Spurs to win. But good gosh, that guy's good, Brunson.
I know he's too good. Oh,
and it's so frustrating because he's 6 feet tall, but he can use his body in ways to get it in between the defender, and it's.
I know. Yeah. What? Wemby's got 1.5 feet on him, and somehow he can.
Yeah. In the fourth quarter of every game, it felt like he was just unstoppable, Brunson.
Well, that and the Spurs were having trouble breathing. Choke.
It really did. I thought this kind of the early on in the series, like this isn't our. I mean, we're just too young. Like our age, our experience finally started to show in the finals, I felt like.
Well, I mean, but give it to the Knicks. They did. They powered through. I really like that game. Was a game 4 when we were up by so much at half, and you're just like, well, this is done. Oh, I feel like the Spurs probably thought that too, and they're like, oh, we're fine when this is done.
That one was so frustrating because I was in the Atlanta airport where, by the way, tensions were high. Because the flights were delayed for the weather, and then the terminal I was in, Terminal E, the air conditioner was off or not working, and so everybody was hot as can be in there, and then with the flights being late, everyone was ticked off. So my flight was delayed 50 minutes, and I was like, sweet, I can actually watch the first half of the Spurs. And we were up like, I mean, it looked like.
So you get on the plane going, oh, well, this is over.
Yeah. So I get on, 2 hour and something flight back to Texas, and I'm thinking there is no way we lost this game. And then immediately when we land,
unfortunately, I watched every second of that second half, and you did not want to see it, man.
Yeah, that's one I did not watch the highlights for because I was just. And you hear Barkley afterwards, that is the dumbest half of basketball.
I mean, yeah, he kind of called it. He was like, you got to pull Fox out of there. He's not on his game, and Harper is, and you put him in, and yeah.
Well, that's why I kind of joked. I mean, you got to give it, Mitch Johnson took took the Spurs to the finals in his first year as coach, but I felt like, I mean, there was something about the matchup that Harper was just killing them all series. It felt like,
Yeah.
start Harper, or at least,
Get him in there
much more
earlier
minutes.
and longer. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, nothing wrong with Fox, but just sometimes you don't match up well with the
Yeah.
team. Because Johnson, who's our sixth man of the year, he didn't play particularly well this series either. Sometimes it's just a matchup thing, but whatever. It's over.
Congratulations to the Knicks. Yes. And we'll get them next year.
It is hard when you're rooting for the team. The team you're playing has, like, the biggest celebrities in the world. Like, I love Larry David, and I'm like kind of getting, flipping off Larry David through the TV and Timothy Chalamet cursing him. And I'm like, I have nothing against that kid. But that's what sports does to us. And then last night we had Sydney Sweeney rooting against us in San Antonio.
I know. It was crazy watching that game, how much booing was going on while the Spurs were shooting free throws. You're like, man, there's a lot of Knicks fans in that stadium.
I know, and that's and San Antonio, like, 100% supports the Spurs.
Yeah.
So that's not like one of those cities where it's normal to have. So they must have just bought up those tickets, or I'm sure.
Well, because the ones at Madison Square Garden, like the cheapest ticket was $7,500 to Game 4, and people down on the floor were paying $100,000 a seat.
Yeah, but the Ben Stillers and the Chalamets, those guys aren't paying, right? They're just comped.
I guess. But that doesn't make any sense. Larry David, Seinfeld were there. Both of them are worth, $1 billion a piece. They can afford it.
But you want those guys there, and some of the ones that have been long time, like Tracy Morgan's gone to tons and tons of games. Larry David, I think, has gone to tons of games. As has Chalamet.
And I think Spike Lee's got like season tickets since the 70s. So
yeah, I don't think Spike Lee's ever missed a home game, or at least for the most part. But yeah, so you got to like throw those guys a bone, because it does, add to the experience for people coming to the game. That
or watch it on TV, and you go, well, that's why I can't be there, because Chalamet got my seat.
Like I went to a Mavs game, not this year, but the season before, and Patrick Mahomes was not too far from us. He was courtside. We were not courtside, but we were close. And, that's kind of adds to it. It's kind of cool that he was there. And everyone's like, is Taylor Swift there? Okay. Just because she dates his buddy doesn't mean she goes everywhere. So we, our clip about the barbecue drama in Dallas was some guy named Jeff Cost. Remember that?
Yeah, the spitting on a child thing.
Yeah, that got a lot of views, but not as many. Got a lot of views on TikTok, but our top comment comes from YouTube at Victor Brooks. Let me show you. Here, share the screen. So our top comment comes from Victor Brooks. Can't read the last part of his name. Wemby is a short-term player, 7 years max or sooner. So this is when we were talking about the Spurs, I guess. Wemby's a short-term player. Why you got to rub salt in the wound, man? You didn't.
So is he saying that you being that size, you're just not going to last? Or is he saying that he's going to go to the Lakers after this contract is up? What do you think the thought process there is?
I think he's saying that, like when Wemby first came in the league, because he was beanpole like me when he first got in there, and I thought
he's still pretty slim.
Yeah, but he's beefed up considerably since his first season. I mean, he's got more muscle. He's stronger. You can tell. I mean, he full on WWE Jalen Brunson.
Dude, we got so lucky last night when he jumped into his landing zone. That could have been it for Wemby from then on out. Like, he could have gotten kicked out of the series.
No, he would have missed. Well, he'd have missed one game at that point. That would have definitely been. If we would have won last night and he wouldn't have played the next game, we would have clearly not won that one. But there was some insight when that happened as to why they didn't call a foul on the WWE slam. Because they said, I guess that would have been his fourth flagrant of the playoffs, and that's an automatic one-game suspension. So because the ref was right there when he did the slam.
No, because he got a flagrant last game, so that would have been
right. You're right.
That would have been his third.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just a rough one. Man, we're up by 29. Why does this commenter have to bring that up? I shouldn't have chosen that as the top
That's the worst.
comment.
Salt in the wound today, my friend.
Yeah, it was how we led in pretty much every game. I mean, like last night they led in the very beginning when it was like 5-4 or something.
Yeah, about 1 point
By
early.
1 point.
But then we had a healthy 16-point lead at 1 point. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. But thanks for your comment. Guy. Thank you for liking the show. Do you see inflation hit its highest level in 3 years?
Oh, cool.
What are some of the upsides of inflation?
It's cheaper to pay your loans back.
Yeah. See?
That's pretty much
glass
it.
half full guy on this day after the Spurs loss. I'm trying to think
Yeah, that's about all I can come up with there is that if you had borrowed a whole bunch of money and you're getting a raise to keep up with inflation, then it's easier to pay your money back.
You can carry all the groceries you can afford in one trip.
Oh, I can do that anyway. I make sure I'm coming from the car. I just, however many hands.
Dude, I've injured fingers trying to get that 13th bag on one hand, and you're putting so much weight on the pinky.
Yo, but you don't make 2 trips. That is it. You lose your man card if you make 2 trips.
Another upside of inflation, never have to leave your house because gas prices are too high, and you can't. Plus, no one expects nice birthday presents.
Oh, so you're just saying we're all going poor now, so that's good.
That was the worst. Shouldn't tell this story, but you know how you ever say something that you think is a compliment and people take it weird? And you're like, well, that's weird. So one time there was a DJ that worked at the station I worked at. And you know how DJs are not as well paid as people think they are.
Generally. I mean, there's some that are incredibly well paid.
Certainly some, but everybody, not everybody. And DJs are also notoriously not great with their financial decisions all the time.
Right. So, creative folks, they don't think about other things. Yeah.
So this DJ that worked with me, I said, "Oh man, you're looking good. Have you lost a little weight?" And I said, "What's?" And he just kind of looked at me weird. So I just follow up. I was like, "Well, what's your diet? What diet are you on?" He said, "It's called being poor." Oh man, did not.
Oh. Well, at least you got that going for you. That's nice.
Yeah. Hey. Well, you should keep being poor because it's looking great. It's working. All right. See you later.
So you're saying the benefit of inflation is that we're all going to drop some pounds.
Yeah.
When you can't afford beef.
Well, if you look back at pictures of the Depression, people were pretty hot. They were dirty, but they were pretty hot.
Oh, I'm going with the old royalty thing where, if you could stay big, then you're obviously well off and people are attracted to the beauty standards will change and soon I will be the hot one.
That's true. Back in the day, all
chubby folks
people
were
fat and royalty were all fat.
Yeah. Proof that you could afford to eat.
Did you hear for the UFC fight on the White House lawn that Trump administration asked the military for only hot troops to work the event?
Who's the hot decider?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. Who's like, Johnson, come in here. Which one of your fellow troops are bangable? Or the most bangable? Sarah, is that a trick question?
I mean, most military folks are hot because they put them through boot camp. They keep them in physical shape. I mean, but now you're just going down to a symmetry thing. Like, oh, he's got a buck tooth. Get him out of there.
Yeah, they want the Uggos out. This is a made-for-TV event. I guess.
I read this morning that Trump is paying the UFC fighters in Trump coins.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so that's good. Oh, yeah, I paid you. I paid you in my new Trump coin.
The loser gets the Melania coin. Actually, which one? I don't know which one's performing better. Could be the Melania coins.
Who knows at this point, but... Yeah, I feel like we're living in idiocracy when there is a cage match on the White House lawn.
And yesterday I was seeing them share. I guess before the thing today, they were doing the bikes the motocross things. They were doing flippity dippities on the White House on the thing. It's like,
Yeah, like X Games.
this is so surreal. You gonna watch tonight? What channel is it even on?
I have no idea. And the answer is no.
You don't think is this another one where they like take over all the? Because usually when they
Like a presidential address where he's like breaking news. The president addresses and it's on every channel. You think that's going to be the move?
I think that's how he should intro.
You think he's going to hit the EAS button and everybody has to play it? National alert.
Has to simulcast it. I think he should walk out and there's a podium and he like introduces and then he smashes the podium. Let's do this. Oh, you got to see this. The robot wars have officially started.
Nice. I like the
He kicked that kid right in the gut.
Was it the gut? It looked like it was a little lower than the gut. That might have been the family jewels getting a little smack there from the.
That's officially the first strike.
You think he's testing the waters? Like, can I get away with this? If I can get away with this,
They want to see how we respond.
So you're saying the kid should have jumped that robot? If they had jumped the robot, taken him to the ground, maybe society would change. But right now, the robots are going to uprise.
Show of force. We all need to go kick a couple robots in the nuts. That way they know we're not playing.
Oh, next time I see a robot wearing an afro blue wig, I'm going to know to stay away.
You haven't seen Disclosure Day yet.
I have not seen Disclosure Day, no.
I do want to watch it. It does kind of seem like foreshadowing.
You think Spielberg knew what was up before he started? Had a little insider info there? Because his timing is kind of impeccable.
I know. Especially as long as it takes to put out movies.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been teasing getting more info out about the UFOs. So he's probably like, Trump's getting back in. He's going to do something he needs to distract from. We'll probably hear some more. Yeah,
what was that guy's name again? Oh, Epstein. Right. I'd forgotten completely.
I wonder if the robot wars do start, I wonder if the only humans that'll survive will be the guys in Vegas and New York and L.A. that perform on the streets and look like robots.
Oh, you think that's the good? Everybody's going to paint their skin with that metallic stuff?
I think those guys, the robots, will be like, we can't kill him. He's one of us. Maybe they'll be the last. Maybe those guys are on to something. It is pretty impressive how they do that.
It is, yeah.
And then just sit there for hours.
And I imagine having that crap on your skin can't feel great either.
Yeah. But at least they won't get
worth it. They'll live through. Yeah.
Oh, are you getting a lot of? I mean, Texas is a hotly contested state, so I'm seeing a lot of political ads already. Are you getting a ton of those?
We are getting a ton of those. So Alaska is still, I think it's the only state, maybe not, but we're ranked choice voting here, like they do in Europe. So there can be 4 or 5 or 6 people running for one position on the main ballot, and then you put in order which one you want to vote for first, second, third, fourth, that kind of thing. So we're getting lots of political ads now, but there's a guy named Dan Sullivan who is the senator. Yeah, I guess he's the senator right now. And there is now a couple, as of like last week or the week before, there is another Dan Sullivan who's also running as a Republican from a different part of the state in the same thing. So they're trying to, like, this is going to be a lawsuit. They're going to have to figure this out, is how are we going to have 2 Republican Dan Sullivans on the ballot and differentiate between the 2 of them?
Isn't that like was that a plot of a movie, or was there someone, where the guy runs? Wasn't that
Eddie Murphy? Yeah, Eddie Murphy was running because he had the same name as the guy who died. Well, these guys are both alive, and they're both going to be on the ballot.
Man, what are the ads like to differentiate the two?
I haven't seen that yet. I've just seen the attacking
Dan
between
Sullivan.
Or, they should team up and be like, it doesn't matter which one of us you vote for one of us first, the other one second,
Well, and in the ranked choice, you can have 2 people of the same party. So it could be Sullivan versus Sullivan.
Right. It will be Sullivan versus Sullivan. And then there will be the other people on the ballot, too. So it'll be Sullivan, Mary Patola's the Democrat. So they're going to have to figure something out. They're going to be like, current Senator Sullivan or new Sullivan.
Or middle names, man. Put the middle names in there.
People are going to know the middle name. Then they got to run a lot. Oh, that's a good idea. It would pay off for our radio station because he got to run a lot of ads. It's like a few years back, Lisa Murkowski, didn't put any money into the primary because she was like, I'm a lock. I'm already in office. I'm not going to fight the primary hard. I figure I've got it. She lost the primary. And then she had to run as a write-in, and her name is not easy to spell. So she had all kinds of advertising out there to get. She won it. She won as a write-in, but it's like, you got to spell her name right.
Wow. I didn't remember that.
Yeah.
The what I love about the Republicans ones I'm seeing, they're now all saying criminal illegals. They don't just say illegal aliens, criminal illegal aliens.
So they're saying every illegal alien is criminal?
Yeah, it's technically true because they did break a law coming over here illegally, but it's kind of like saying criminal drivers to refer to everyone who's ever had a traffic ticket.
Right.
Illegally coming into the country is not a felony, I don't even think. I think it's like a misdemeanor or something.
Yeah.
Don't quote
Generally what they do is they just send you back if they catch you.
Right. So that's where the whole, like, they're all criminal illegal aliens, like they've all, because when you say we should throw out all the ones that are committing crimes, then everyone in a poll agrees with that. But what they really mean is commit another crime or committing a violent
crime or
like that. But when you say, well, they committed the crime coming in, so they're criminals, we should throw, so I don't know.
And in Texas, that can't be a popular sentiment there, right?
Sadly, it kind of is. But although in our mayoral race here, we had it was anti-Indian hate that the one guy was kind of like full on running on. Like he did apologize for it, but he did a podcast episode where his excuse later was, I'd never been on a podcast before. I guess he didn't realize.
I didn't realize that people watch these. So when I'm being racist and it's just two people in the room, it's fine.
I didn't know if I said it into a camera and a microphone that it would be such a big deal. But he kind of was pretty open about how he felt, and so that guy lost in a landslide. I was worried because I felt like I was seeing more of his signs around town. And our city council meetings had just turned into a shit show. I mean, it was like former January 6th folks coming in that had been pardoned, and they were causing a scene, and it was making national news because it was really ugly, the city council meetings. So I was like, uh-oh. But
yeah, usually city council meetings don't even make local news. So when you're making national news in city council meetings, that's pretty bad.
Well, they finally stopped doing the public comment at it, because it was getting so out of hand. And so anyway, the guy that was for diversity and not a racist ended up winning by quite a bit in the run.
Well, not publicly racist, at least.
No, he seemed to be a good dude. Speaking of sharing my screen here, did you see the shark attack caught on camera?
No. Now we're going to. Is it going to be another robot kicking a kid in the nuts? Only this one's dressed like a shark.
Like Paul Rudd on the, where it's just the same clip. Every time it's just going to be that.
Fighting for his life, blood in the water, and harrowing pleas for help. Help!
Jeez.
It happened at a naval.
He lives. I think.
I thought you were just supposed to punch him in the nose. That's what I've always heard. Clearly that wasn't working out for him. Dude, where was this? Florida? Oh, Florida. Of course it was Florida. It's either Florida or Australia every time.
But it does. Jill thinks I have an irrational fear of sharks.
You probably do have an irrational fear of sharks.
But then something like this happens and it fully validates.
Do you know how many people are in the water every day compared to how many people get bit by a shark?
Only takes one. What if I'm that?
Why would they come after you? You're not good meat.
That's true. I'm like an appetizer for a shark.
Yeah.
But what was that movie where the one that really creeped me out was the surfer girl movie, the girl that was a surfer, that movie, just flying along in the water and it just,
and that one was true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when I can't, especially I can swim where I can see stuff like the Caribbean. I can swim there because I can see, not that I could swim away from one if I was out there, but for some reason.
No, I kind of get that. A few years back, we went to Fort Myers, Florida, which is on the Gulf side. And so the water is churned up and real dirty. Super warm, like it felt like bath water. But we were in there and you're not, but 10 feet off the shore. And all of a sudden, these dolphins pop up right next to you. Every single time would scare the crap out of me. Because you don't even see them, and then they're out of the water, and they're like, "Oh, hey, what's going on?" I'm like, "What the? Oh, just a dolphin, just a dolphin."
Well, that's what, like, the beaches here in Texas where you can't see anything in the water. That's what, because then my mind goes to God knows what could be down there, and anything you feel, like touch your foot or whatever, you just assume and scream bloody murder.
Then they can't see you either, so you got that going for you. You're camouflaged.
Yeah, but that's
you think
why
they're just randomly biting stuff down there? No.
Well, a lot of the shark attacks are misidentity. We're not shark food for the most part. So a lot of times when they bite us, that's why we don't die quite often, because they're not intending to eat us. It's just a test bite because they don't know what it is. But a test bite from a great white shark or whatever still kill you.
I think you spend way too much time thinking about this, would be my guess. You don't even live near the water.
Well, but when I go to the beach, I think, but here, like, it's a horrific way to go. Just like I have my fear of alligators is because that's a rough way to go,
Oh, so you want to plan for a nice, slow, painless death. You don't want the quick, violent, it's over with thing.
Well, I don't want to be screaming terror the last and some of it could drag out. Like, imagine being in the ocean and you get like partially eaten by a shark, and that's salt water and the blood. That's a rough way to go. Like a single chomp,
dude. I'm sure the adrenaline kicks in. You don't even feel it.
I don't know, man. I could take a single chomp, like if I was guaranteed. But if it's a multi-bite thing, or one gets you and then the other one's like, because there's blood in the water.
Oh, okay. So now you got a school of sharks coming after you.
Did you ever watch River Monsters?
Yeah.
With John.
You know why he stopped doing that show? Because caught everyone.
Because he what?
He caught everyone. There was no more to catch. So he's like, all right, well, show's over.
I figured he's just flying around the world banging locals.
Well, there's probably that too, but
he's a sexy man with his one blue shirt he wears everywhere.
Yeah, no, they stopped making that show because he had caught every river monster. They're like, well, there's nothing else to do now.
It is insane that he goes to somewhere and he's there a couple days and he catches the largest fish that's ever been caught in that area.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. But the one where he survived a plane crash. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah, this dude is like insane. But the one where he got in with piranhas.
Yeah.
To prove that piranhas won't.
Piranhas don't actually eat people. It's just every film we've ever seen is wrong.
Although it did make me feel good when he came to the South and the catfishing thing they do?
Right, yeah.
In Texas and Oklahoma, where you fish with your arm.
You fish with your arm and then you let it bite you and you grab the inside of it and pull it out.
I was proud because, women will do that too. It's not just redneck men. Redneck women do it too.
Yeah.
And you could tell he was nervous and I was like, make Jeremy Wade nervous when he went and did it. But he did it. So it's time for our anonymous question. Shane in Oregon asked, I'm a married guy with 3 kids, and I've always paid for lawn service, but I canceled it recently because lately I really love mowing the lawn to give me an hour of peace and quiet. Is this the reason why older men are so obsessed with their lawns?
Yes, absolutely. My neighbor is out there every day. And, granted, we have a very short growing season here, but I'm like, he must hate his wife because he doesn't have kids in the house. It's just him and the wife, but he's out in the yard for a lot of the day.
But growing up, I never thought of that. And then you get married and you have kids and you're like, oh.
And it's also why your poops get longer.
Because it is nice and peaceful. Because the thought growing up is like, who would want to be out there mowing their lawn? And then you're like, So yes, Shane in Oregon, Chris.
100% yes. Except for my yard has a really steep hill on it, which sucks. So I get super sweaty. Flat mowing is easy. I can flat mow all day. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's phase 1, lawn care. Fixing up your car is phase 2. Because then you can really spend hours tinkering. The third and final phase is drinking beers while pretending to do something on the roof. When you reach that point, it's probably time for a divorce.
When you've got a lawn chair on the peak of the roof. Just surveying my domain.
So I'm only at the mow the lawn phase. But yesterday, Jill goes, hey, I was like, I'm going to mow the yard. She's like, would you mind if I did it? I'm like, the gig is up. The gig is up. So then I tried to act like, you sure you know what you're doing with the... She's like, yeah, I can mow a yard.
Between the two of you, I think she knows more about manly things around the house than you do.
Yeah, she did a significantly better job. Because we don't have an edger, we just have a weed eater. So I never get that part right. It always is like, Yeah, she did a significantly better job. So now we're going to rotate. So we both get to avoid the children and the other one for 1 hour every other week.
You're going to be watering the grass a lot more often?
I forgot this topic. A now former Myrtle Beach detective pulled a gun on his coworker for heating up fish in the office. Microwave.
Well, that does seem like quite the escalation.
I got to admit, I'm kind of on his side on this one.
I know people always say that. Who does it? Nobody microwaves fish, though. That's not a thing. Is it a thing?
I've absolutely worked with people that microwave fish, and everyone in the office is instantly furious. It's like, why would you? I mean, it's like that or boiled eggs, or hard-boiled eggs, or broccoli. I would never cook. Broccoli stinks in the oven. It smells like farts.
Yeah.
I would never cook that in an office. You do that at home. Privacy of your own home.
But people are allowed to eat. You got to let them eat.
Yeah.
So what do you do?
But not fish, man. Not at the office.
If that's an ongoing thing, maybe you have like an outdoor microwave. Like,
Take
pop
it
out back.
outside. Carol. It's always a Carol.
But drawing your weapon?
I guess that's true.
Don't know about all that.
You got any Rex and Rants?
I got one that's a wreck and a rant.
You gotta wait for the sounder.
I didn't know you were pushing buttons. You gotta. So we're still on the Apple TV, and yesterday we started watching the Cape Fear. It's the new Cape Fear. It's the series instead of the show movie.
Who plays the De Niro character?
Javier Bardem.
Oh, that's a good choice.
That is a good choice. He is very good at being bad guy. And then Amy Adams is playing the Nick Nolte character. So, but it's a slow burn and it hasn't gotten anywhere yet. And then they stop. And so I don't know if I get so pissed off at the streaming services because my move is I'm going to sign up for a month and then go away. And now they're like, oh no, we're like regular TV. You have to wait till next week for the new episode. And it hasn't gone anywhere yet. I like it so far, but it's too slow. And then they won't show me more episodes. So now I've got to stop watching it for a few months and then come back to it once they've released the whole thing.
Then you can binge it or watch one a night.
I know. I hate this. The whole thing about streaming was we are supposed to be able to binge the show.
Man, Javier, I can't say his last name.
Bardem. Yeah, you got to say it in Spanish. Javier Bardem.
Javier Bardem. In No Country for Old Men, that might be the best anyone's ever played a villain. That was so unbelievably creepy.
Yeah, he is very, very good at it. And he's very charming also, which kind of adds to that. Oh.
The one we've been watching, so we watched season 1, and they came out with a season 2. It's on Hulu. It's called Rivals, and it's set in England. And these, what's that guy been in? It's a British actor. He's in a lot of British stuff, but it's these two rich guys that hate each other, that are rivals. One owns a TV network, the other one's trying to start one, and they just back and forth, do stuff to each other that are horrible, horrible things. But the show is really kind of funny, but it does a lot of male nudity. There's a lot of man butt in it, and I kind of think they're doing it just for the laugh, because the way they film it is it's like right there on camera in front of you. So it kind of
it's a shock value thing, you think, or is it just this is a show for the ladies?
Well, no. Well, and that's what I said about season 1 when I talked about it before. Is it's funny what passes for hot over there, because they act like a lot of the men and women on the show. They act like they're like God's gift to the other sex, and they're not very attractive people, I don't think, but they act like they are in the show.
Who are you to judge? You think you're I can pick out the hot soldiers guy? Like if they gave that, you're like, oh yeah,
Sergeant
I got this
Meadows.
covered, Trump.
Which one of these troops are the hottest?
You're like, oh, I've already got a list. It's I didn't even know you were gonna ask.
I actually have it in my notes app in my phone here. You were not on the list, sadly. I'm sorry, sir. She is. He is, oddly. And I did not make the list either, because you've beaten down my self-esteem because I couldn't do 20 push-ups yesterday. All right. I think that's about it for today's show. Anything else?
No, I got nothing.
Okay. We'll be back next week with another episode of the Andy Meadows Show, now available on your favorite podcast platforms as well.